I've had a number of brushes with greatness, and some of them have been truly embarrassing. Like I'll tell you my John Hartford story. When I was in the Special Consensus back in 1999, we were playing a festival, a bluegrass festival out in Oklahoma, Byron Berline's festival, and John Hartford was there. He had a group and he was playing, and all of us in the performing bands, everybody stayed in the same hotel, and there was a little jam session in the lobby. A bunch of us were sitting down there picking, and I remember that at this particular moment, I was the only guitar player, which plays directly into this story. And from out of nowhere, here comes John Hartford, and he has his fiddle. And he sits down right next to me. And I'm up on a little, sort of like a high kind of stool thing, and he's down below, and he wants to pick. Well, the thing about John Hartford is he knew all of these old, obscure fiddle tunes that nobody ever heard of. And he would just start them. And I can remember he's sitting there and he goes, "Okay, let's play Throw the Horse Over the Fence Some Hay. Here we go." And he just starts right into it. Now, there was a guy sitting across the mandolin player, and he didn't really know the tune, but if you're a mandolin player, you can kind of just go, chop, and you can kind of get by. And then the leader of the Special Consensus, Greg Cahill, he was sitting across there, and he didn't know the tune either, but you can just sort of roll on the banjo, ding 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 ding, and you can get away with it. You don't have to. But if you're the guitar player and you're not following the fiddle, if you're not playing the right chords that the fiddle needs underneath the melody, it's clear who the idiot is. And this tune, I cannot remember the name of it, but it just took some squirrely little turn in the middle of it. And I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna think of this as like an experiment. So every time the melody took that little turn, I did the thing that anybody who conducts experiments does. I tried a different chord every time, which only amplified that idiocy. So it's about the last time that this tune is going to come around, and it's a few measures away from taking that squirrely turn, and then John Hartford leans over to me and he says the only word single that he ever spoke, that John Hartford ever spoke to me directly. He's playing the fiddle and he leans over to me and he goes, 4. Play the 4 chord, the G chord, whatever it is, knucklehead. And then we finished the tune, and I just crash and burn like the Hindenburg. It's terrible. And I thought to myself, I'm going to redeem myself, so I'm going to call a tune that I know he knows. I was like, so what about? Oh, this is a perfect segue into this tune. I said, why don't we do Going Across the Sea, old fiddle tune? Okay, and he's like, oh, that's a good one. Now I know the Bill Monroe version, which is in A. John Hartford knew some obscure version in some other key. So he kicks it off, and I'm not really listening. I'm just assuming, oh, he's in A. And so I hit the chord, and I'm somewhere off in another time zone. And it was just horrible. And that's my John Harford story. So anyway, I guess that's sort of a segue to, this is another tune that's on the record, an instrumental I do, of Going Across the Sea. The Bill Monroe version in A.